homework 10. In this homework, you add the data piece. So you add the data manager class, and you have to make some modifications to the manager, the TicTacToe, and TicTacToe 3 and 4. You want to make sure that by the end of this homework, you can write out the game history to a file and then read it in, right? So this is going to happen in a simplified mode. So it's only going to write when you exit the application, and it's only going to read when you open the application, okay? Just to make the the program not too complicated. So we know that we've been writing working with the vector of strings, right? So I know here it says vector of pegs, but it's the strings, okay? And we know that we have, for example, tic-tac-toe game where X wins here, and then we have a space and then the winner, and then we have the same thing over here, and actually here it's probably a formatting issue, but a space and then, well, actually no, enough space for all the characters, right? And then because we have 9 inputs, space, 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 okay? And then the winner is O, and then for a game of 16, you would have 15 outputs, and the winner is 6, right? So it's gonna output the space to the file. So you have to follow the instructions, right? So you add a constructor, you need to add a constructor with a vector of string and the winner, and then add a cons class function get pegs that returns a vector of strings, returns the pegs vector, okay? For TicTacToe 3, you need to add a constructor that accepts a vector string and a string. Don't forget to pass P and winner to the TicTacToe via the constructor, meaning you have to call the TicTacToe constructor with P and winner as its arguments. Same thing for TicTacToe 4. Add a new constructor, vector string, and then winner. And don't forget to pass P and winner to TicTacToe via the constructor, okay? Then you create the TicTacToe data class. So it has 2 functions. Save game, so you open the file for reading. Remember, for each vector of TicTacToe, there's a vector of string, right? So TicTacToe has a vector of string, so you loop first through all the games, and then in each game you loop through the string, and then you write each character to file. Once you loop to the vector, the loop is complete. Write get winner of game to end the file, right? So after you write all the characters, then also add the winner, right? So just like we saw up here, where we have the winner. And that facilitates the logic. When you read in file, you know who the winner is. You don't have to run any logic to determine that. Write a new line, and finally end the vector of TicTacToe loop, right? So meaning the loop that was iterating the vector. Then you have to create the getGames function. This one reads from file, creates a TicTacToe game, and then in that game also you have to recreate the TicTacToe pegs vector, okay? So the vector of strings. So make sure that you remember that. So we create a vector. Oh, this is the signature for the function, right? The class function, okay? So it has to be a vector of unique pointer TicTacToe. We name the function getGames. So open file, so you have to write logic for that. Create a string, name it line, and while get line read file line, get a line from file, right? So assuming read file is the name of the offstream, and you're reading into a string, and that's what you get, okay? Create a vector of string pegs for each character in this line. create a string with character, right? So you can do it. You can do something like that, like string 1 and ch. Ch being the character that's read from file, and then add the string to the vector after the loop. Okay, so after you read all the characters into a string, then add the string to vector, or let me see here. No, you have to add each string to the vector, okay, as you're iterating. That way you can have the full game recreation, or game history, right, in your vector of string named pegs. Create a string to get the winner, and the last item in the vector of string is the winner, right? So if you read in 10, then 10. If you read in 9, then the 10th character, or 11, depending if you added a string at the end of the file of the line or not, is the winner. And for 16, then the 17th or 18th slot is the winner. You can do a search how to get the last item from a vector to get that character, okay? Or, yeah, that's probably what you need to do, okay? And then you create a unique pointer of TicTacToe board. If vector of string size 9, then create a TicTacToe 3 using make unique with vector of pegs and winner as parameter, right? So vector of pegs, you create it here, and the winner you create right here, right? A string winner. Those are the parameters. And if it's a 16 size, the vector of string is 16 size, then you create a TicTacToe, for instance, with make unique with vector of pegs and winner as parameter. Add the board to the board's vector, okay? And this will continue while getLine, right? So it's going to read all the games into your program and create a board, and then from there you add them to the vector, and eventually you'll have the vector of games recreated. Finally, close the file and return the boards, right? So if you have questions, and make sure to post on the comments on the discussion board. For the manager, add code to use TicTacToe data. So add a TicTacToe private variable, name it TicTacToe data class, private variable, name it data. Add constructor TicTacToe manager equals default, so we are creating the default constructor. Add a TicTacToe manager constructor with TicTacToe data reference parameter. Read data from file, right? In the CPP, write the constructor code to initialize private games vector by calling TicTacToe data get games. Remember, get games returns a vector, and you have this let me see here. Iterate the game's vector, call update winner, pass winner for each game. Well, actually, this piece right here it's already done. The winner has already been determined. Okay, so you don't have to do this piece. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and remove that, because that's already been taken care of. So you write code to get the vector, and then you have to save the vector into the private data vector for manager, okay? Remember, manager has the games, so when you get games, save that into the local vector, okay? This one you don't have to do. Let me submit this. Okay, let me see here. What else? Okay, so then create a TicTacToe manager destructor to save games to file. Call the data class function save names. Remember, the destructor executes one time. So in this piece, then you say data save games, and it'll read the TicTacToe manager games vector and write it out to file, okay? And the main create a TicTacToe data instance, pass the data variable to the TicTacToe manager constructor, and everything else should work, right? So this, just by doing this, it should try to read in at the beginning when your program executes, and then at the end it should write out. And then you've already done this, so you don't have to change any of the application requirements. This should have been done, okay? Okay, that's it.